This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Stay tuned to later in the video for all the details.
I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Welcome back to episode number 2 of our tiny house series. How exciting is this? I still can't believe it's actually happening.
I know, it's so exciting.
Today we're going to try to do some decorating. Things are still a little bit messy, but we thought we'd take you guys along. We have some ideas. We're going to need your help as well, but really we have to kind of sort things out.
Yeah, so to put things in perspective, you guys probably watched the last video where we got our tiny house restarted to move in. Basically, we had 2 days here. We hardly had any time. It's a long story, but we didn't have much time, so we basically just unloaded everything, unpacked, tried to figure out what we needed, what we didn't have, and now we are back and we're ready to officially move in, get everything ready. So if you just clicked on this video because you're interested in tiny house living but you'd never watched us before, a little bit about us. My name is Anna. Trevor is behind the camera. We are the Delightful Travelers. Normally we're traveling the world. We got, stuck at home in Nova Scotia during the pandemic, so we decided to purchase a tiny house. We're mainly going to be using it as an investment. We still have our condo in Halifax, but we will be spending some significant time here. And we will have lots more tiny house videos coming up soon, so hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, all of those things.
Since we're outside, let's talk about the outside space here. So I believe you can kind of see just how much we have to work with. It's not extremely big, but it's perfect. It's just enough. This is the back side of the tiny house. Here's what we want to do, or here's what we have. We have 2 of these kind of chairs, Adirondack chairs, which are very nice. And I have a cup holder. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a barbecue right over here. We also have a kind of a dinette table that we have to assemble. Hopefully we'll get to that today. I'm not quite sure yet if we'll have the time. And there's some chairs, so we'll see what we can do here.
So this is the table we have to put together. That's over here. It's in about 1 million pieces at the moment. It's of course from IKEA, because where else do you get stuff that has to go together in 1 million pieces? We may or may not do that today because I feel like it's going to be a lot of work. But speaking of IKEA, does anybody else, maybe it's just a Halifax thing, I'm not sure, but does anybody else get really frustrated about what's in stock and what's out of stock at their local IKEA? In this day and age, why can't we ship, why can't I get stuff from Toronto shipped to Halifax? It's really, really weird because this table was in stock and it has matching chairs, but the chairs weren't in stock, so we can't get them. So we shopped around, we did find these. Of course they don't match, they're not even remotely similar, but these go with the house, I think, so yeah. I think they're gonna
These
look
are
good.
kind of like a black, and everything, I don't know if you noticed, the windows are black, so black accents everywhere.
Yeah.
Now we're thinking we might put the table
over here,
closer to the stairs.
Yeah, and then maybe the barbecue next to it so you don't have to go too far if you're bringing food and stuff in and outside.
But then the question is, what do we do with the chairs?
I don't know.
Okay, so here's the other option. We could put them over here.
Or like this, so you're kind of looking out towards the water.
I mean, the water's that way. It's obstructed. The view's obstructed a little bit by
but you can still see
the view.
But then you're right beside the parking area, so I don't know. Oh, by the way, these are plastic in case anyone's wondering if we're super strong. Wow.
They're very light.
They're
But
just light.
they can hold up to 350 pounds, I think.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. Okay, so what do you guys think of this setup? By the way, we've got some pillows. I'm going to talk about them more when we get inside, and we're talking about inside decor. So we put the table, or the chairs here, barbecue here, and then use your imagination and picture a table right here with the chairs. By the way, you might be wondering about a patio. We just didn't have time this season to do one. I think we'd really like to get one in place at some point, maybe next summer, I'm not quite sure. But it has to be something that's easy to move. So I really don't know much about patios. I don't know if it's a couple of slabs that can be moved, something like that, because this is not the permanent home of our tiny house.
No.
It's here for maybe 5 years or so, but we're not quite sure where it'll go after that.
And the tiny house is on wheels, so
Yes.
that's why we say move.
Yeah.
We also got, just to the other side of the stairs here, a little storage locker. So in here we're going to have a cooler. For the beach, there's a really nice beach, about a 10-minute walk away, and then we have under the barbecue cover here, there's some beach chairs. So we thought this would be a good idea just to have some storage.
And the other option with that is if we did have some personal items that could stay outside, we could potentially lock that up and put some of our own stuff in there. We probably won't do that. We'll probably just leave it like it is, but it's a good idea.
So if you're wondering why we want somewhere to store our own personal items, well, it makes sense if you think about it, because we're going to be renting this place out.
Yeah, on Airbnb and those short-term platforms. I'm not sure when this video comes out if it'll be up and ready to rent yet.
don't
So
know Yeah.
as soon as it is, we'll put the link down in the description. Maybe it'll be up, maybe it won't, but keep a lookout for it.
Yeah, I know already a lot of you guys have been asking about us about this, our new tiny house, and you'll be able to come and stay here if you want to. So one area that we do have somewhat completed is the front of the tiny house. We said before earlier in the video that we like the idea of stations. So if you want to check this out. So here we have a picnic table. My father put this together when basically we got here halfway through it, so thank you, Dad, for doing that. But we thought we'd have a dining area here where you can just sit there and have a drink, relax, and on the other side of the house as well. And then we wanted something that was just slightly more fun. So if you come back this way, picture yourself lounging in that nice, colorful hammock. I mean, who doesn't love a good hammock? I could have a nap there. I might have a nap there today.
Here we go. This is the life. I might spend all day here, and Trevor can decorate inside. You up for that?
That is no fair at all.
Just bring me my book.
That does look pretty comfy though.
Yeah, it's great.
Enough talk about books and hammocks. It's time to talk about this week's sponsor, Skillshare.
In the past few months, we've learned about filmmaking, iPhone food photography, wine tasting, and so much more. But this week, we are decorating our tiny house, and we found the perfect class for us.
Our current class is called Everyday Minimalism, Find Calm and Creativity in Living Simply by Erin Boyle.
We couldn't have discovered Erin's class at a better time. Her philosophies on how to live with less to unlock a life of more fits in perfectly with the tiny house movement. In this class, she gets you to take a look at your own space to see what is overwhelming you in your everyday life. We love the idea that minimalism can help you feel more in control of the things you can impact and can help in finding a sense of peace and calm within your own home.
One of her favorite parts of her class was the section on deciding what to let go of. It's about how to let go of negative things, particularly items that you might be keeping out of obligation, and moving on to keeping items that actually bring you value. Also distinguishing between things that are actually useful, not just something you figure you might be useful someday. This is a perfect class for anyone that's looking to move to a tiny house or downsize, or even if you just want to learn to live with less and truly value everything you own.
Skillshare is our favorite online learning community where you'll find thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Topics ranging from creative writing to entrepreneurship to cooking and everything in between. Skillshare is designed for you to get the most out of all their classes. There are no ads, and they are constantly adding new premium classes so that you can continue to learn and develop new skills. Skillshare believes a strong community is essential to personal growth. Tap into the support of fellow creatives who provide encouragement, communication, and inspiration.
The first 1,000 of our subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today.
A big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and supporting creators like us. Now, let's go inside. So excuse the mess in here, we're obviously still moving in, and hopefully throughout the course of the video, things will start to kind of come together. In a later video, we will do a full-on tour so you can see exactly how everything worked out. But this is our sofa. I'm pretty sure we might have shown it to you in the last video, but honestly, I have zero, it was like over a week ago, and I don't remember anything about that. It was total blur, it was just so much chaos of moving in. So apologies if we are repetitive from last week, but this is our sofa. Took us forever to find it because we need to get something that's not too long. It's only 8.5 in here, so most of these sofas that are this style, that are sofa beds, are way too long. So it took us forever. We ended up getting it on Wayfair, and it does pull into a sofa bed, so you just like pull this out and it pops up. And there's also conveniently storage in here, and we're gonna keep all the stuff basically for the sofa bed in there. So here are those blue pillows again. We did go sort of, I guess, with a blue accent in here. And the nice thing about these pillows is that apparently they are both indoor and outdoor. We will see. I don't imagine we'll try to leave them outdoors too often, and hopefully people that rent here will just bring them out, bring them in. But we're mainly gonna be on here on the sofa. I really like how they look. And this did not come with them, believe it or not. I just looked for a blue throw blanket. It was also on Amazon, I believe. And they match perfectly. I did not intend that, or I kind of intended it, but I didn't expect it to match quite as well as it does.
I like how it looks.
Yeah.
We also got a few plants. Now these are not real plants, of course, because we're not going to be here to water them, and we can't expect guests to water them. So what we were thinking is we have this nice window ledge right behind the sofa here. So we thought, you know, we put that here, something like that, that adds a bit of green. And also, we bought 2 of these guys for the wall just right over here. I already have the screws in the wall, but we thought we would stagger them. So go like 1 and one.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah,
Awesome.
it's coming along. The cardboard in the corner, those are our blinds. We have to hang at some point, so just ignore that, but I think you're gonna get the idea. And again, at some point in the future, we're gonna have a full tour of this place completely finished.
I think one benefit that we have, particularly when we're decorating this place, is that because we travel almost all the time, we've stayed in probably hundreds, literally hundreds of Airbnbs, and you get to learn about like what people kind of overlook, what you want in an Airbnb, the things that are often forgotten. And one of those things is lamps. So that's something we knew right away. We cannot forget about. So many places we go to, and you only have either like full-on overhead lighting or complete darkness. So lamps are very important, mood lighting, people. So we went for this cute lamp. I like it. It's like a literal, like, looks like an outside lamp. And then we have another one over by the kitchen, and there's one up in the bedroom as well.
So this was the first big fail of our tiny house purchases. We bought this cool little table, and this is one of those ones that you can kind of slide in under a couch. So our idea was to put it right over here and kind of slide it in here as kind of an end table, but what happened is the feet on the couch got in the way. So now we were like, what can we do with this? Because it's kind of handy because I can use it if you want, well, to eat or maybe a desk for a laptop, but we didn't know where to put it, like where's its home? So we thought we would put it right here next to the door where you come in because we had this space that needed to be filled, quite frankly. It's right next to this cute little chair. And then we bought a basket, and we weren't sure what we were going to do with this basket as well, but it can hold shoes. It's pretty nifty. And we put it right under here. We thought that works perfect.
So honestly, last week when we left here, we had no idea what to do with this space. It's a relatively big empty space, and we racked our brains trying to figure out what's the best, use of space in this little area. So we decided one more chair, and this cute little bucket chair again, sticking in the blue theme, and then a little cozy blanket over it. And then next to it, this is a little bit more, strategic, trying to be a little bit more thoughtful in how to use the space. So we came up with, a storage box. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but it's a sitting area, so you could technically sit on this. It's cushioned, but then we can put stuff inside. Great for storage. Again, you have to use find ways to store things in here as much as possible. And then we put these up here. What we imagine is that people are going to put their luggage on top of the bench, and then you can hang up stuff, jackets, purses, clothes, whatever you need to up here. We're putting our sweaters up here for now, but obviously when it gets colder, you might have some warmer things. And I know when we first moved in here last week, we did some Instagram stories for people, to get a little preview. And one big thing that people asked was, where is the closet? And really, we're going to talk about storage throughout this. There isn't really a closet. If we ever moved in here full time, we'd probably put something here that's a little bit more closet-like. But for now, this works for people coming in for a few days, for a week, for 2 weeks. This is fine.
So in a tiny house, you need to be creative with storage, as we already have shown you about. Also with shelves, shelves can go a long way. If you take a look behind me, you will see 2 shelves. Now this is inspired from our condo in Halifax. For all of you regular viewers, you might remember that we did something very similar, and there's a video on that for all of you that want to go back and watch. Again, I have to thank my parents. They've come up here. My father again has installed these shelves. There's more to show you. There's more shelving in here as well. We really like it, but our idea is to make a coffee station out of this little place. So we have like a French press, and we're gonna figure out where we want all this to go. But one thing we like is we have these coffee mugs, again, black to match everything. And we're gonna hang these on the hooks and just make this nice looking, inviting coffee station right over the spot where you will eat. Also right now, we have this as a desk because we're gonna work here too, but it's a very functional space.
So this is what it looks like when it's completed. We did actually put wine glasses on the top, very important. And the coffee station here, there's also a tea thing there, coffee in the mugs. And by the way, also a throwback to our condo. We have one in silver in our condo, but we got a black kettle, gooseneck? Is that what it's called? Yeah, super cute. So we put more shelving over on this side. This is a little bit different of a shelf. Also sticking with the black theme, and then the black faucet here as well. And we were honestly a little bit worried as we were putting these up that it was going to look overwhelming with too many shelves, but we're really happy with how it turned out. Maybe you can't go overboard with shelving, I'm not sure. But we're going to put some plates and stuff. The one thing not here is the big plates. We just not quite wide enough for that, so they're in one of the cabinets. Voila. We are now in the bathroom, as you can see. And I think coming here like a week ago really helped us out trying to figure out what we have, what we don't have. And one thing we noticed was there really isn't anywhere to put toothbrushes. So we found this nifty little thing to go on the wall. You can hang toothbrushes from, that's great. And this behind me is so fabulous, and it was not in the original plans. What happened was they ended up not being able to get the type of hot water heater that was in the plans for it, and they ended up going with the propane one that's behind here. So great.
It's like on-demand heating.
It is. It's a really good hot water heater. But because of that, they ended up building all this like shelving in place there, which is perfect. I know it looks a little bit like a little
Disheveled?
disheveled, yeah, at the moment, but we'll start doing some fun things with it. But right now, it's like it just provides so much extra storage.
So there is a mirror here as well. We want to show you this, just not installed yet.
Yeah, well, we'll get this up in due course, but it's gonna go right here. Hi.
Hi, I think they can see me as well. So Anna can hold that for a second, but you guys will get the idea. Now it's right above the toilet, but it's you can still see yourself. It's kind of perfect. It's
Yeah, we really just have to take advantage of all the space that we have in here.
So what do you guys think? So far so good? We are looking for ideas. So if anyone has any suggestions at all, even if you're seeing things in the background that we haven't even talked about, let us know. If you think a plant would look good in a spot, if you think a certain photo or a picture, just let us know. We're very interested in all of your feedback. All right, let's see what Anna has going on over here.
All right, so in here, you may have noticed already, I don't know if you would have seen a shot of it yet, but we have storage within the stairs. I know in some places they do it this way, so it's open on this side and closed on this side, but we like the idea of like if you're sitting in the living room, you can see into the stairs. We have some books and games and things like that. We have Scrabble, we have chess and checkers, some cards, of course. So they are gonna go in here. I think we also have Jenga coming, by the way, but it hasn't arrived yet as we film this. Bunch of books. One thing we actually want to keep a lookout for, and maybe some people from Nova Scotia or Cape Breton might have some ideas. We wanted to find like either like a Cape Breton photo book or something like that that people maybe not from here would be interested in seeing. Does that exist? If anyone knows, leave us a comment.
But it's so neat how you can put things in here. I mean, look already, it adds color to the space, and it's just extremely functional.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that.
think it looks great.
I absolutely love it.
So we are now upstairs in the loft, as you can tell as I duck over a little bit. So it's on an angle. Trevor is at the very, I guess, height of it, so he can fully sit up where he is right now. Of course, you can't see him. Here you have to duck down a little bit, but generally you'd be lying down here, so it's not a big deal. I find it feels really open because you're looking right down into the living room. I don't find it feels remotely claustrophobic. Anyway, we have this great shelving unit behind here. It would be good for clothes and that kind of thing if you were staying here for long periods. Right now we just have some like decorative things. We got little lobsters. They're Nova Scotia lobsters and they're Nova Scotia tartan. Some people may know that, some people may not. I thought we'd put these in here, a little nod to where we're from. And some, again, going to those fake plants, we got a globe.
Yeah, and we'll fill this up more over time. And again, if anyone has ideas, let us know. So I think that's all we're gonna tease you with for now. We don't want to show too much because we are going to have the big kind of reveal video, probably a couple videos from now.
Yeah, we have some other things planned as well. One video we're thinking about doing is showing you how the compost toilet works. I know a lot of you are very, very curious about it.
Very curious, probably very scared for us, but it's not as bad as you think. And we will show you at some point. But if you got this far in the video and you're wondering who we are, Trevor, Anna, Delightful Travelers, make sure to click the subscribe button. Leave us a comment to let us know what you think. How are we doing so far?
Yeah, and also give us suggestions. If you have any ideas, any suggestions on decorative stuff and where things should go, some ideas for storage. Maybe you've watched some tiny host videos and you have some great ideas.
I'm gonna really like reading the comments on this video. We read every comment anyway, but this one, we need your help. Like, we really need your help. But I think we're off to a good start and we're doing okay.
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels really good to finally be in our place.
It does. It feels so amazing.
I know.
All right, guys, that's it.
From our little tiny house in Cape Breton, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.